And Ukrainian officials are warning about a new round of cyber attacks from Russia as President Vladimir Putin mobilizes troops to send across the border. Ukraine has suffered a series of cyber attacks in recent weeks. Hackers defaced dozens of Ukrainian government websites, banks, and even the defense sector. The U.S. and Ukraine believe Russia is behind the attacks. Moscow, however, is denying any involvement. For more on this, I want to bring in CBS News Homeland Security and Justice reporter Nicole Sganga. Nicole, first of all, how are Ukrainian officials responding to these attacks? And does Ukraine even have the proper tools and manpower to fight them?
Yeah, Lilia, good to be with you. The Ukrainians are suffering these cyber attacks almost daily, really. And what's made the last big attack against the Ukrainian government, its website, so challenging is really its scope. For those who might not be familiar with what is called in the cyber universe distributed denial of service attacks or DDoS attacks, it's really just like one big cyber traffic jam. And cyber criminals have flooded websites in Ukrainians' banking sector, defense sector with so much malicious traffic that they couldn't communicate or function as normal. They literally ground to a halt. And so the attacks corresponded with a slew of spam text messages saying ATMs were down. Those were sent to Ukrainian citizens in what police there called an information attack. And so, even though it wasn't this super complicated tactic, the cyber attack was just as jarring as, say, turning off the lights. According to data collected by cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike, internet traffic hitting Ukrainian websites during that DDoS attack has been 3 orders of magnitude more than regularly observed traffic. So we're talking about the cyber equivalent of Canada's trucker convoy along Ambassador Bridge. I mean, today, Ukrainian government officials are continuing to cut off IP addresses that hackers have used to flood these Ukrainian websites, and they're monitoring for further attacks. Yesterday, Ukraine's Computer Emergency Response Team, or CERT, issued a warning about possible new cyber attacks, threats to the public sector, the banking sector, the defense sector. Those were broadcasted online. Ukrainian cyber officials I speak to say they're way better off today than they were years ago during what, our viewers might remember, the 2017 NotPetya attack, which resulted in over $10 billion in damages worldwide. But, playing defense in cyberspace right now is like playing 100-card pickup. So for every aggressor, you need 100 defenders scanning for malicious activity. Ukraine's foreign minister has requested further technical equipment and software for strengthening the country's cybersecurity infrastructure.
Those are great metaphors. Thank you. It really helps to paint a picture, especially the Canadian truckers analogy. Now, the U.S. was quick to attribute the attack to Russia. That really caught my attention. From what I understand, the U.S. is assigning blame pretty quickly, considered how these kinds of processes have rolled out in the past. Tell us a little bit more about the significance behind the National Security Council's rush to announcing and assigning blame.
Yeah, it should catch everyone's attention. I mean, last week we saw the White House acted really quickly, as you pointed out, to pin recent cyber attacks to Russia. Specifically, the Russian Main Intelligence Directorate, or GRU infrastructure was seen transmitting high volumes of communication to Ukraine-based IP addresses and domains. That, according to Deputy National Security Advisor Ann Neuberger, who made the very speedy attribution from behind the White House podium, the U.S. worked really quickly to connect the dots on the GRU-linked attack in order to call out the behavior quickly. That's what they said. Its own attribution of the attacks to Russia coincided with a similarly timed announcement by UK officials. And, these announcements were really a departure from some of the tiptoeing we've seen, especially by U.S. officials in the past. The United States really making it clear here that the Russian invasion in Ukraine will be met with consequences. And this was one way the White House signaled that, this sentiment extends into the cyberspace. And certainly the president has also made clear, along with the National Cyber Director, that the U.S. is prepared to retaliate should we ourselves be hit, either directly or should some sort of cyber attack made against Ukraine ricochet, resulting in international collateral damage, as we've seen in the past. And so the real lingering question here is, what will that U.S. response look like, and will we even really be able to see it?
That is the big question. We have been following, of course, for weeks how NATO members and allies of Ukraine are offering support militarily or in terms of sanctions. Tell us, in terms of these potential cyber threats to Ukraine, how can NATO and other allies support?
Yeah, this is interesting. The European Union actually activated its Cyber Rapid Response Team. It deployed 10 cybersecurity officials from Croatia, Estonia, Lithuania, the Netherlands, Poland, Romania to provide assistance to Kyiv. Now, this will, of course, be a significant help to Ukraine as it contends with its daily onslaught of cyber intrusions. You know, the country often referred to as sort of the front line of international cyber conflict because it's historically been this testing ground for Russia's intelligence services to try out their cyber offensive tools. But beyond this, Lilia, we should point out that NATO members are also faced with a very real possibility that Russia's going to try to fight back against sanctions or Ukrainian assistance with offensive cyber action. That should worry some of the countries I just listed. It should also worry places like Germany. Of course, today, Germany taking steps to halt the process of certifying the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline from Russia. You know, critical infrastructure targets like communications, like energy, transportation, the financial sector, they have been blinking red for a while, but they're blinking a bit brighter today. And it's also, frankly, concerning to the United States. The sort of sustained meteoric rise of ransomware we've seen in the U.S. and beyond has taught us that so much of our lives are connected to the internet, and that makes us vulnerable to the kind of sophisticated cyber attacks we know Russia is likely capable of, you know, just a couple of years out from SolarWinds.
Perhaps it's time for a new kind of approach, both from the private and public sectors here in the U.S. Nicole Sganga, thank you for your thorough reporting. Really appreciate having you here.
Thank you.